Okay, hello and welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Trig-Talk. This is episode number 2, and we are back with a couple of fresh topics for you guys and a couple of new guests too. I hope it will be exciting for you. Welcome to the chat, everyone. Welcome. How are we doing today? And how is Ramadan and quarantine? All right, okay then. Without further ado, let's get started.
Voice over.
Hello, everybody.
And yes.
And we're
Hello.
live. How are we? How is everybody?
Doing
We're
great.
good.
How is
Yeah,
Ramadan with this quarantine? It's like a new thing now. I mean, the first Ramadan.
Yeah. It's
New
our
and
lives now.
interesting thing.
It is. It is. I mean, I was looking forward to
He's-
at least
I
doing
think
something
he's
productive in my first. No, I'm talking to you guys. Like we're live.
Okay.
All right. So,
Oh.
okay.
Oh, okay, we're live.
All right. It's settings here. So, all right. So I was saying I was looking forward to working or getting a little productive this Ramadan. Like at least like working like full time for the first time in my life during Ramadan, and then quarantine happened, and I got sat down at home. So,
Yeah.
how are you guys feeling
That was a
about it?
big problem.
It kind of ruined our plans, but still, I think that we gotta be productive. Think a bit more. Gotta find the ways.
Yeah.
I make plans every month and I fail on them, so this is not really much of a big difference, you know?
It's just like an external force. Hey, welcome Titanium. Welcome to the chat, bro. How are you? All right, so let's get started. First of all, let's have a little introduction about Let's shuffle it up. All right, Wad, you go first.
Okay. I'm sad.
So, hi to. Oh, okay.
There's Wad and Sad.
Okay, you go.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock paper scissors, right? Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors.
1, 2,
Hey.
3.
Oh, okay. There's a like. Oh, okay.
No,
There's
we
a
should do it
tie.
at the same time.
Okay, come on. 1,
1, 2, 3.
3.
Oh my god.
Oh, guys.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my god.
Come on.
We're gonna be sitting
go,
here
you
all
go.
day today.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, you go.
My name is Wad, and to everyone watching this, I love doing spoken word. I love writing. I love socializing. Attending stand-up comedy events, and that's a brief about me. Because I feel like we're gonna go into this a lot deeper during the conversation.
Yeah. These are like pretty major points right here. I think we're gonna go over them
Yeah.
like multiple times. All right, moving on to our new guest, Sad.
Oh, hello
Tell us a
guys.
little.
I'm Saad.
Yeah.
I'm Egyptian. I studied in Malaysia, and I'm more into everything that ends with boards, skateboarding, surfboarding, rollerblades, and I'm a keto fan. And that's my thing, and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, that's it.
Nice to meet you guys both. And finally, another introduction for Pune. Pune is no stranger to the channel, but maybe there are
Hey, guys.
new fresh set of
Pune
eyes.
here. Originally from Iran, born and raised in UAE. And I love sports. I do sports. I love traveling, and I write poems. And thank you for having me back, Trigger.
Hey. Sorry, I was still. Apparently, my microphone is not loud enough. Thank you, Titanium, for the heads up. Is it okay now? All right, I think it is. Okay, I'm looking at the levels. Ooh, loud follows. Hey, thank you, Mo VTAC. That's a new name around here. All right, thank you for the follow. All right, let's get started. First question. I think I'm interested about hearing about Sad's diet and his vibes and lifestyle going on over here, man. There's lots of motivation for coming from everybody here today, and I don't know where to get started. It's just like the first topic that I read out of my clipboard. All right, so go ahead, tell us a little bit about
Really,
your
a lot
diet.
of surprises about this, honestly. First thing, I'd like to start by thanking you for bringing you to your channel.
Hey.
So I would like to start with the word keto or ketosis.
Mhm.
Usually, some people get confused with that, like as in the diet is called keto.
Mhm.
Actually, keto, the word keto itself, it means burning fat. So when you burn fat, those fat they break into ketosis or ketones. Ketones are the hormones that your body use them as fuel, source of fuel, which is common people they use sugar fuel, like refined
Yeah,
carbohydrates,
carbs. Yeah.
sugars, and starchy vegetables, those
Mhm.
type of carbs. Um, Healthy keto, the word healthy keto, it's going another step. It's like a twist. So it's a version of burning fat, but in a healthy way.
Mhm.
So it's like you don't lose weight, as Dr. Berg said, you don't lose weight to become healthy, but you start with the first step of being healthy to lose weight.
Mhm.
So how do you know if you're in ketosis or no, or if you want to start with the diet? Usually, the diet is not that complicated. Some people they start with saying your food should contain usually 63 to 75% of fat,
Mhm.
33 to 20% of protein, and 5% carbs.
Mhm.
But I'd like to make it like more simpler. Usually people they find it hard to keep on track like of their food.
Yeah.
They can't just every time weigh their food and oh I forgot to weigh this. How many are my carbs? So an easier way is just you divide your plate. Half of it should be green veggies, quart
Mhm.
of it fat, and quart of it protein. Protein such as chicken, beef,
Mhm.
shrimps, fish. Fats such as olives,
Yeah.
oil, butter, ghee. Uh, Usually, what you need is the healthy fat, such as coconut oil,
Yeah.
almond oil, ghee, butter. But it would, you would prefer to choose the organic one or grass-fed.
But I have a little question over here. Which like how do you pick the healthy fat out? I mean, sometimes you can tell what foods are healthy fats, but we we,
You don't
we
want
kind of confuse
saturated
them.
fat.
Saturated fats like what exactly? For example, beef or
Okay, such as corn oil
ah
or
Yes.
starchy vegetables that have like, I'll give you starchy vegetables such as when you fry potato. Potato have
ah
the starchy carbs.
yeah.
So the oil and saturated fat, when you mix it with the starchy carbs or refined carbs, what causes it is that your carbs in your body transforms into a fat. And as I told you, you're having the carbs as a source of fuel.
Mhm.
So actually, your body will be confused, will store the excess fats, the excess saturated fats in your belly and still use some of the carbs as a source of energy.
Mhm.
Okay, but what are those fats that you need to stay away from? Okay, you have the palm oil, corn oil. What else? Like the fats that have saturated fats
Mhm.
or trans fats.
Yeah.
And not all the saturated fats you're gonna stay away from. There are a few saturated fats that you still need in your body. Okay, but
Hey,
let's go on with the fats issue. Now, people usually would say, when you eat fat, you get fat.
yeah. Yeah.
Some people believe that.
Mhm.
Such a
I
wrong.
would
But
say
there's a trick
it's
about
kind of
it.
wrong
That's
because
why keto is
yeah,
interesting.
because when you're in keto, you're changing. You allow your body to start this new adaptation that is going to use fat fuel rather than sugar fuel. So keto, it's now a diet that you use it to adapt your body to use fat as fuel. And when it uses fat as fuel, after like a few months, while you're burning fat, your body won't say, "Oh, this fat have been the belly fat that have been here for like a year." It won't differentiate. It will just keep on burning fat throughout all of your body, just as a source of fuel.
Mhm.
Uh, okay, so what is the aim of keto? Its main aim is to lower down the insulin level, because higher insulin it have some bad symptoms. I'll say it later, but first I'd like to explain why increasing insulin is really bad. Because when insulin increase in your body, uh, carbs won't just get digested, but instead it will get stored in your body. It
Mhm.
won't act as a fuel source anymore.
Yeah.
That's why they say when you eat sugary food and you get this sugar rush, like
Yeah.
you need to work as much as you can. It's just because of the left carbs that comes from, for example, vegetables, fibers, and those type of
Mm.
carbs. It's
Mm-hmm.
what you use them actually, but the rest of the other carbs, it remains there and stays in your body, and it's hard to get digested. I'm not saying it doesn't get digested, but it's hard to get digested compared to the healthy carbs,
Mm. All right, let
which
me let
usually we
me
want.
let me tell you about what I think. Like someone from my point of view, someone who's kind of interested a little bit in keto, and what I've heard, and I think what I know, but I'm not really sure if I know it right. So, what I think is like, from my point of view, it's like when you eat, your body first of all looks for carbs to burn. That's the main
Yeah, true.
source of energy for your body. And then if carbs are not there, which is ketos, it looks for fats to burn. So if you're starting, let's say, keto diet, and then you're not strong enough to try to cut enough carbs out, you cannot completely cut carbs out, but if you do not cut out enough carbs, you will, what's it called, break your ketosis, and your body will find carbs to burn, and it will store all the fats that you are, kind of like munching on a lot, and it will store it right back, as in, like, because yeah, that's the secondary source of power. So it will
Okay.
backfire. That's what I think. That's what I think people are kind of like afraid of when it comes to.
No, no, no. It is a secondary source because, as I told you, you have spent it almost more than 20 years. Your body is adapted that you should just burn from carbohydrate. So when you're more than 20 years eating just carbs and like convincing your body this is the power source, this is it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's easier for the carbs to get digested because 1 gram of carb is just 4 calories, while 1 gram of fats is 9 calories. That's why
Mhm.
it's much easier. So if you eat both, which one your body would prefer is the carbs power source. But
Mhm.
let me tell you something. As I told you, it's an adaptation. You have adapted your body throughout the years to eat carbs. But when you go on keto, you're adapting. It's like you're doing the opposite. You were like almost adapted to eat fat, and all of a sudden you're changing to carbs. You would think it's kind of hard, or no, I cannot do it. It's the same concept, same mentality. So after you change your body and adapt it to burn fat as a fuel source, because I told you it's 9 calorie, it gives you like much more energy than the fuel comes from normal carbohydrates.
Mhm.
And usually it gives you like it makes you concentrate or get or focus more on your work or throughout the day, or like being productive. And there's also like a magic trick adding it to the keto, which is called the intermittent fasting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
won't
I
I
heard
won't call
about
it
that.
as fasting, but I'll just say it's a pattern of eating and not eating. So instead of like eating 6 meals a day, you'll just end up eat 3 meals a day. And why are we adding this intermittent fasting to keto? Because as we said, ways to reduce insulin, there are like many ways. You can use medicine or any other
Mhm.
medical way, but the most traditional way, which is you lower down your carbs or you eat less frequent meals. Both of those ways, it reduces your insulin levels. And
Mm.
when you reduce the insulin levels, uh, that's where you start burning more fat. Because when you reduce insulin, fats are the fuel source, not carbs anymore.
Mhm.
Higher insulin
What
symptoms. What? Sorry, what was your question?
what was the hardest thing about getting into this keto diet? Because I feel like a lot of
Oh,
people want to do it, but like getting on the journey itself, like what is so hard?
for me, from my experience, I would say just the first 2 weeks. That's the only hard thing ever. It's what usually people say keto flu, which is as soon as your body starts to adapt to burn fat and
Mhm.
couldn't find carbs anymore, there are few symptoms like nausea, headache, constipation, fatigue, like the sugar cravings, and just feel like you're kind of nauseous. Like I want to eat something sweet, I can't, and you feel like moody, and that's when I say the symptoms of higher insulin levels.
And then how does
Did you find like a replacement
for
sugar?
Oh yeah, of course. There's a lot of 0-calorie sugars, but I would recommend the best are only two: stevia and erythritol. Usually, normal sweeteners, they would contain maltitol or IMO fibers, which is actually not healthy because 5 grams of IMO is equivalent to 2.5 carbs. So usually it's not 0 calories. So, some sweeteners, they just add it, but actually we should take care. We should read the ingredients if there's any of those, I would call them black sugars, because I put them in the blacklist because so that I won't use them anymore.
Yeah.
All right, it's a little impressive.
So how long have you been? How long have you been doing it now, Saad?
I have April 2019. So a year and
It's
a month.
Wow.
It's not the longest period, but there are who's better than me. For example, I'm following those two. They're like really good with keto, Dr. Burke, and a channel called Keto. Like they taught me well, and I kept on learning from them. But actually, I learn, and they note down or they add the reference like where they go to check their sources. And actually, I do go and I read like a lot of information. It turns out keto is not that bad. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of haters on keto, but actually it has been a very long time, and now it's going really viral and going popular. Everyone is going for keto. It's like, for me,
That's
because I'm really such a lazy person, but with this diet, I felt like I'm more active. I always want to work out. I always feel motivated. I always feel like I'm productive. I'm in the mood of doing stuff.
Right.
And it just gives me a lot of energy, and it makes me feel like really good. So as they really said, I become healthy to lose weight, and that will happen. I lost almost 50 kg in 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
wow, that is amazing.
That dedication.
That is so impressive. 50 kg. You were 2 men.
Okay, that's embarrassing.
No, but wow, like the determination you put, that is amazing.
That is.
I thought you were gonna say something like 15 kg.
There are no ends to the praises. You have a question, Yasad, from Milad in the chat. First of all, before I say the question, I would like to thank the followers Mo, Tibian, and Milad, and welcome to Twitch, you guys, if you're not familiar with it, and welcome to my channel. And hello, Tibian. I'm sorry I didn't say that before. And now Milad is asking, he has a question for you, Saad. He says, how is the workout with you? Apparently you started, I remember a little back before you started a little workout program. So how's it going?
Okay, right now, because as you know, under lockdown, so my friend, I work out with him. We have those videos on YouTube. He suggested for me because I told you earlier, I'm such a very lazy person. So I always need someone to like motivate me only for workout. I feel like, oh no, I just want to sit, especially in this quarantine. I feel like, no, I just want to sit and play. That's it, nothing else.
Apparently I'm a bad influence.
Actually, he motivated me. And every day, like, he keeps on motivating me, like, let's work out. And actually, it will surprise you. Like, whenever I say I feel like lazy or something, he keeps on yelling and be like, no, you're going to work out. You will work out. And it's work out, to be honest.
We need someone like that in our lives.
It's always good to have someone push you, just that little distance that you need. I'm like that myself. Like, I need someone to push me to work out. I can't just do it. Like, if I just sit home, I get easily demotivated. So, but that's really great.
It's like, it's really irritating whenever you say, like, I need someone to push me just for the sake of
it is, but it's the truth,
Motivation, more like.
Yeah. Exactly. It's more because of the motivation they give.
Yeah.
But do you see yourself sad doing that for like, I don't know, 2 more years? Or is it just something for the time being?
Honestly, I at the first I was like, I'm gonna just do it for 2 months and that's it. That's my max. But
Wow.
now, on
A
second
year
thought,
later.
I took it as like a lifestyle because even
Oh,
because when you have this
nice.
cheat day, when you try it, they're like when you do the cheat day for the first time in like 2 months, let's say, or like a month, you feel like food is really nice. I appreciate food more when I'm on keto. I don't know why. I believe that there are also people who might experience this, but yeah, like even sugary food, you won't crave it anymore, but you feel like how sweet it is, how sweet it like just melts in your mouth as soon as you eat any of those. I know it's tempting, but yeah, it's just craving that comes once a while.
Craving something you can't have.
Exactly, and that's what makes it really nice because whatever you can't
Yeah,
have it, like it's usually what you really
All
want.
right. I have another question for you,
that
Sad.
is.
And I mean, for you guys, I mean, like for example, let's say, I think Wa'ad just mentioned something before. She was like, "I need to cook," and then I asked her like, "How's takeaway for you guys, especially around quarantine?" So my question to you, Sad, how did you manage to
Oh,
do
that's
that?
to me. Okay.
How did you manage to stick to ketos this long? And you just came back from Malaysia, right? You graduated and came back from
Yeah.
Malaysia, right? So what
Yeah, 3
motivated
months
you and how did you do it? Yeah, I'm right here at home and the kitchen is 2 steps away from my room, and I can't get off my lazy bum and actually do it. So yeah, let
Same,
us
the
know.
kitchen is in my room and I can't.
Okay, honestly, if you're gonna speaking about how to do those quick, easy meals, yeah, they're easy because usually what I would do if like I'm late to my class, I need just any light or any fast breakfast. I'll just fry some scrambled eggs and add some cheese, top it with some cheese, and eat it. If you want to talk about going outside, order from outside. Okay, there are different ways. Uh, okay, you trick your meal. For example, I can I can let you know my top best friend is called Subway. I got Subway.
What about the bread? Wait, hold on. The bread in Subway, isn't it terrifying? It's like a
That,
big,
that,
like big. I can't find the word. Big
that's the thing. I
piece
haven't
of loaf.
continued.
Big.
I just
Yeah.
order salad.
Mhm.
Salad, and I top it with all types of meat I can find over there. Like literally, I top it with different types of meats.
Mm.
Sometimes I just
Wow.
mix between tuna and meat and fish and like everything.
So many calculations
Um,
going into this thing, man.
yeah, it is so many
No,
calculations.
the fact that
I
I like wrapping my head around the fact that you said I'll start with 2 months and then you just extended it into a year is kind of mind blowing. Like it really is. That's
I've started
amazing.
also with my parents. I've convinced my family to go on a keto. They have started for the first week, and first week was like a hell for them. But now they're like, yeah, they feel way better, and it's like difference in mood, and they feel much better sticking to it. They'll be like, we'll give it another month, see how it goes.
Wow.
No, it's really good, man. You're doing great.
That,
tell you
that's
that.
True.
We have one last question for keto, and then we'll move on to something else because it kind of links to
Getting keto.
I have a lot of interests, you guys. I really want to know a lot about you. Okay, I put you here today. You're on the spot. There's a lot to know. All right. So one more question about keto. Milad wants to know: does keto and working out go hand in hand?
Okay, keto and working out is perfect, but I would tell you what is true that keto, if you're trying to bulk or
Bulk,
like
yeah.
you want to gain more muscle weight,
Mhm.
it's hard to go with keto. It's really hard because, as I told you, it's just the aim of this diet is to get to the minimum fat percentage you can handle
Mm.
and not something below that, so that because other people would believe that when you burn a lot of fats and then you go like extra skinny, that's when you are off the limit. No, it's not you're gonna burn fat until like, you know, become super skinny. But it's just until the minimum percentage of fat your body can handle.
All right. Okay. So I thought so, Saraha. I think I tried ketos for 3 weeks. I hit 3 weeks, and that was it for me. I mean, I
If
think I
you're
was getting
busting,
over the
That's
flu,
so
but I couldn't keep it up anymore because I was traveling between Abu Dhabi and Ajman. If not every weekend, yeah, and I would go to Abu Dhabi work and then come back to Ajman on the weekend and so on. So I just stuck to keto diet for the first couple of days, and then that's it. I dropped it. I couldn't handle it anymore. I was like, I need to be in a, what's it called? I kind of need to like settle down for this.
Yeah.
Because
because
if
you want to cook
yeah.
and stuff, and it takes time.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
if I end up starving and I want to have breakfast, I end up having karak. Karak equals, you know, if I forget to tell him don't put sugar, he'll put sukkar ziyada. All right, guys.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of a delay, sorry, in the voice chat. Anyway, I have a question for you guys. Since I personally see that everybody here has their own set of hobbies, and to me they're very, very interesting. I mean, not that I can yeah, they're interesting in a way that I look at you guys and I feel like, no, that's not me. I cannot do that, not in a million years. So I just want to ask you guys about, like, I want you guys to mention your hobbies, and at the same time I want you to answer this question. All right, I want you to answer.
Alright.
Okay, so what kind of effect do your hobbies, I mean, if not one hobby, the couple of hobbies that you got, what kind of effect do they have on the way you represent yourself, your self-representation, and you know, your confidence in general? Like, what kind of effect does it have on you?
Okay, so that's such a good question. It's such a good question. Very good question.
I mean,
Personally,
I
I
don't think I
can
can
relate
answer
to
that
this
myself.
You have to, come on.
Alright.
You're
You're
gonna
part
have
of
to
it.
eventually. Yeah. For me, like, my hobbies include public speaking and debating and spoken word art. So they're all things that are related to speaking in front of a crowd. And I feel like personally, like, as I was growing up in school, I wasn't much of a crowd person. Like, I was social, but I wouldn't stand and speak to a crowd. Like, I would start shaking, you know. And I think a lot of people have that, like, that shake before speaking to. It couldn't be a crowd. It could just be a group of people, and you're just like, you know. So I had that, and I started off with speech during school, where, you know, you would go to the morning assembly and hold the mic and just be like, good morning, everyone. Today we're going to start with the Quran al-Kareem, and we're going to start with the Hadith al-Sharif, you know. And I started doing that, and it was fun, you know, just like holding the mic and talking in front of people. I thought that was fun. And then I started writing poetry, and from then I was just like, wow, like, writing is fun. But then I watched my favorite spoken word artist. I think you guys know him. He's the one who did the poem about Johanna. It's like a poem about, like, the late, like, slavery days, you know. And he just performed such an amazing piece. And the first time I watched him, I was like, this is something I want to try. So I went to Blank Space, and that's the first open mic I went. Yeah, it's the best open mic space in Dubai.
I know them, but I've never went to an open mic with them. But I did go open mic with another group one time, but that was
Rooftop Rhythm, or was it?
I have them on Instagram. It was a long time ago, though. It was about maybe a year and a half ago, so I don't remember their name. But they were a part of, like, they also participated in Blank Space as well. So yeah,
but
they do
participate. Go to Blank Space. Blank Space is a very nice community. So I remember going there, and that was the first time I performed one of my, like, poems. And I've never done, like, poetry performance before, and I had no idea what was I doing. but I just got on there, and I remember having such a really overwhelming response, and then that's just something I kept doing. And from then I immersed into debating, which is something I didn't think I was good at until like I participated in a university debate in University of Sharjah, and
I
I
saw
was
that.
like, yo, I really like
MUN.
arguing.
Yeah.
No, it was like a university debate, like
Yeah,
not an MUN, but I've done MUNs before. They're
because
fun.
they do that here in the universities.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I just wanted to give like a brief. It wasn't really a brief though.
No, it's okay.
So like basically like the way it shaped, like the way my hobbies shaped me is that I'm not afraid to speak in front of a group of people. So in that sense, it made me more confident in like addressing people and talking and like expressing my views and opinions in a very delicate manner. Because sometimes, we're afraid of like saying things in our mind, like we're afraid of saying what we have, like the thoughts we have. But when you go into like public speaking and debating, it teaches you that you know what, like screw it, whatever the opponent is thinking about, you're gonna say your thoughts the way it is. So in that sense, like in my normal day life, I'm not afraid of telling like people what I feel and what I'm thinking of and so on. So that's the way.
That's really good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm still not prepared. You guys go ahead.
For
Go on.
me, it's kind of hard, man. My hobby is like outdoor sports, and it was going great. Like it was, because outdoors, that means it should be outside, not in home.
Mm.
So now it's like I
Best.
can't do any of it, but it helped me in a lot of ways. Like when I used to go for a competition, I was forced to go, otherwise I lost everything what I was prepared for. So I usually get shy to go in front of people and just look at them and be like, wow, everyone is just looking at me, expecting me to do something that would amaze them. And I would just be like, okay, first 2 3 times I was like really scared, and it was like the scaredness was the reason why I failed. But then it's like I got used to the crowd, and I managed to be like really good in front of people. So kind of encouraged me to like not
Step
get shy
out.
or step up, get motivated that
That's
just
nice.
those are like just human beings, same as me, nothing special about them. That's what I used to say. Because yeah, I really
They're
used to
all
get
people.
like, wow, what are they expecting me to do? Everyone is just staring at me, and as soon as they call my name, it's like they're waiting for me to do something, and I'm like, what should I do now? What's next? Oh my god, what am I doing? So yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
So, what do you think about this question? What are your thoughts?
About hobbies and
Yeah, and
how they help.
how do they like? What kind of effect do they have on your self-representation and your confidence in general?
All I can say is, I mean, since I started, because last year is when I took a leap of faith and I went on a travel trip with a fitness community called Fitness in DXP. And that's where my journey started with the hobbies I never thought I would be able to do or catch up on those hobbies at all, which would change my life forever. And it was a trekking hiking trip, a full 8 days of hiking trip, and I hadn't worked out or exercised for 2 years before that, and I went on this trip hiking every day, like more than 20,000 steps every day. And I just started exercising, I think 2 months before, just to prepare my body. And they already, like, they had told us the temperature is gonna go low the higher we go and all that stuff. But like that trip itself taught me a lot, that how like what my body is ready to accomplish. Basically, I felt very empowered after doing that. Because I love climbing. That it's one of my hobbies, climbing mountains and hiking and trekking. But I never thought I could do that. 20,000 steps, like 8 hours straight. We would be climbing, hiking, and I guess it kind of taught me that, you know, it's all in our head. Like if we really want to do something, our body is limitless. We can do it. And it made me feel more empowered, more confident. And one other of my hobbies, scuba diving. This is one of the best hobbies that I've ever had to experience, and I think I will keep it until, forever, until I'm alive. But like, it helped me a lot. It helps me a lot mentally. So whenever I'm feeling down, or whenever I feel like I've had a lot during a week, I go diving, scuba diving. So it's to relieve stress and relax, and it really helps with the memory. It helps me a lot to think clearly while I'm down there, because you don't hear anything. It's amazing. I honestly would recommend it to anyone I meet. Like, I'm like, guys, you have to try this. This experience is something that would change your life for the better, because under there, it's a whole new world. Like, for me, it's just been a life-changing experience. And when you're down there, you don't hear anything. It's complete silence. Like, you just hear the water bubbles, the sea creatures, and there's nothing else. Like, it's complete silence. So it's a very stress-free experience, and it's one of the hobbies that I love to do when I'm feeling low or I've had a tough week. I just go to Fujairah, and good timing. God is back.
Wait,
wait.
Guys, I'm so sorry. My
Oh,
internet connection just died out of nowhere.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
We have a question from Ahmed. Welcome back, Wad. We have a question. Ahmed has a question. He says, doesn't the pressure increase with depth? It does, but
yes.
What was your point again?
Yeah.
From where? Like, I kind of got lost. You're talking about the tank?
No. It's like as you go deeper to inside the sea,
the water pressure
difference, right?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, the water pressure. Yes. So this is. Oh, oops. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So this is what I meant by you will have to do a course on scuba diving, which is the theory. In the theory, it explains how you will be able to equalize the pressure. So every 100, so when you're going down, when you're it's basically what we call it, descending. When you're going down, you have to press on your nose, and you know how you go like, and you breathe out, holding your nose. So this helps to equalize your ears, and you can keep doing that as often, and you should be doing that because it will reduce the pressure. It will help to equalize the pressure while you're descending into the depth of the water. And from my experience, because I'm an advanced scuba diver, so I can go down to 30, but 27 is basically what we put the limit on. Because the deeper you go, and because of the pressure, because of the temperature, the deeper you go, the less you can stay. So there's always, because there are intervals, and there are times spent at the depth. So if you go to a deep dive, the maximum time being at depth is 20 minutes. And then you have to go back up at 6 meters. You have to do a 3-minute stand there to make sure that all the pressure is equalized, and then you ascend up. So these are the steps which you have to do, which you learn all of this in theory. It is a long theory, especially for, I think the most of it you will learn in the open water, which is your first course, which you will learn to go down to 18 meters. It's scary. It is really scary. But the thing about scuba diving is that because you have your tank, you have your life jacket on you, you don't have to know how to swim. Like I've met a lot of people in the community of scuba diving who do not know how to swim, but they do scuba diving because you're going.
Because I don't know how to swim.
Yeah, because with the help of the tank and the help of the life jacket, you're going up and down into depth and ascent. So. It does help if you know how to swim. It helps a lot, of course.
But you don't have to know how to swim to do that. Wow.
No, you don't have
Yeah,
to,
I
because yeah, you will learn the technical way and the theory way of how to, and the practical way of how to go down and come up, and it's all with the help of the tank and the weights you will put on, because you will also have to put on weights. So there's a belt which you will put around you, and you will put weights on it. It should be like half of your weight, so you sink when you're going down. You sink, but it should be the perfect amount, which you also get taught how that's done. When you're doing the course, because if you have too much weight on, you will sink too fast, and that's the wrong way to do it. You should be descending slowly, and you should be equalizing constantly. Yeah, because when you're what happens is, it's like a balloon. When it gets dense and then it comes up, so when you're going down, the oxygen it becomes more dense, and when you go up, it will expand, and that can actually lead to injuries. So you should always be descending slowly and ascending slowly, which is going down and up from the depth slowly and equalizing constantly. Yeah, but I was about to also because I was talking about the hobbies, and I was about to talk about the poetry, and I was like, Wad needs to be here because she would definitely relate.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I was telling Trigger and the guys, Saad, that poetry really helped with me talking about how I feel, and I felt really empowered. I did the open mic once, and it was overwhelming. I was shaking. I remember holding the mic, and because I write spoken words poetry. So so I did that, and as much as I was shaking, but I felt very empowered, and I feel like it really did help with my confidence, with expressing how I feel, and just putting myself out there on the spotlight. And even though I'm it's because even though I may seem very social, but I'm not very social in expressing. I can lose my thoughts, my words, and I think poetry really helps me to express all of those mixed emotions. And
that's a nice way to put it. The mixed emotions. That is such.
Because it is mixed. It's all in your head, right? It's like jumbling around, like.
All right, so I think I'll answer the question now.
Trigger.
Well, let's trigger more.
Yeah, it's your time.
All right. So,
spotlight's on you. Go.
All right. So I'm not really sure what hobbies to talk about. I picked up a lot of hobbies and did not exactly, go directly into their direction. So you can say I picked up a lot of hobbies and kind of put them on hold and maybe dropped some. Like, for example, skateboarding. I still have my skateboard right here. Roller blades, and they're worn out and too small for my feet now. I cannot handle them anymore. But I still love it. Like, I remember, like, I was roller skating even when, starting from when exactly? When I was in Sudan, when I was like in grade 5 for a year in Sudan, and then the same roller blades that I had, I took them back to UAE, and when I moved to Ajman, I was near the beach, Ajman Corniche. So I was at least every weekend taking my roller blades and walking to the beach and just what's it called? Skating around the beach.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. And then I bought a BMX.
Go to any skate parks and get to know other people and skate with them.
I wasn't exactly that social to figure out that hold on, I can do this. No, I bought a BMX, and then I made like a little squad. Since this is how they caught me. Like, I was one time just riding around my BMX, and then. Like a couple of guys spotted me, and they kind of started I thought they're trying to bully me, and I don't do well with bullying. I do not do well. I would fight you straight, just on the spot if I just.
He turns into a Hulk.
Exactly. So I thought they're trying to bully me. Apparently, my bike looks exactly the same as, the person who I later became best friends with for years when I was in that part of Ajman. All right, so apparently we have the same exact bike, so we had to mark them. We had to get creative.
What a coincidence.
Okay.
Yeah, they thought I stole his bike.
Interesting way to become friends with someone.
Yeah, And I'm not social. I wouldn't just walk up and make friends. My mom used to like force me to go to the mosque, which was a bit far from us, but I was always going. And then apparently these are the same guys. We pray in the same mosque, and we would just like go to Asr prayer with our bikes, and then from there we'll start playing with our bikes, racing and
So it's like they
doing.
became your gang.
Yeah,
That's really nice.
that's back
That
when I
sounds
wasn't
fun.
when I wasn't heavyweight, a heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
All right. When I moved from that part of Ajman and I went to the first British school that I went to, not SPS, I went to another school first, and then I went to Pune school. I dropped the hobby so fast, so freaking
I'm
fast.
sad school.
So I dropped it. I dropped it like it was like a hot potato. All right. And in just a few days, people stole my bike because I wouldn't take my bike upstairs to my house, and
That was
it.
fast.
I was mad. I was mad, but I didn't think about getting another bike. That's the first thing that
Aw.
kind of. So I dropped it. I dropped it really fast because I didn't make friends quickly, and I stayed there for like around 6 years, not making friends around my building. The friends that I had were from school, and the school I went to was in Sharjah. Titanium in the chat
That's a
is
blast.
telling me, he's telling me, tell me about getting your bicycles stolen. I got like 5 bicycles stolen from me. Isn't it a good thing that I
Oh.
dropped that hobby now? I'm so
Wow.
sorry, Titanium. I cannot say I feel your pain because I lost 1 bicycle,
Yeah.
but
Oh, I lost a lot.
I'm not
I
mad that I
haven't lost
dropped
my
it.
bike. What do you guys do? Just leave it
You
there
keep-
and
Wait,
Because
like I
curves,
lived in the
there's
first
skills
floor and
everywhere.
it was really hard as in like I was willing to take my bicycle to the first floor every time I was done with it, but then my mom wouldn't like that. She'd be like, you're dirtying up the walls and all that, you know, where I put the bicycle near the door. And then she'd be like,
Yeah.
it leaves marks. So she'd tell me like,
I
isn't
bring
that
it
a
in
lock
the
you have?
house.
Yeah, my mom
she
as
she
well.
would point at the lock that I have, and then she'd tell me that lock it downstairs in the what's it called, staircase.
Yeah, that's my mom too.
And
I
that's
bring
the
it in the house,
secret
guys.
problem.
Why can't you just take it in the house though?
I don't know, Sudani moms, they're another wave.
Yeah,
They're another wave of madness.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
so
Oh my god! But the thing is, with my bike, is that it folds. You know,
mm. I have my
Okay,
bike
that's
with-
nice.
we have 3
It's a
bathrooms. We
foldable
have 3
bike.
bathrooms
That's-
in our
that's
house.
mine.
We have 3 bathrooms in
It's
this
very
house,
convenient.
and I preserved the bathroom that we are not using for my bike. I just put
Nice.
it there. It's just like, okay, if somebody tells me like ask like a guest or something, isn't that a bathroom? I tell him, no, that's not a bathroom. That's a
No,
storage room.
that's a
Bike.
storage room for my bike. Back off.
And after the last one, which lasted 3 months, I was like, I'm done, not buying any more bicycles. Yeah, bro, I feel your pain.
Aw.
5 bicycles.
So
You know,
That's
imagine
really bad.
if they were all stolen by the same guy. Like
Yeah.
the same guy stole all his 4
Yeah,
bicycles and
yeah.
sold them.
Wow.
Atkhayal, bro. Just hit me
We'll
up, bro.
gang
If you
up on him
figure
and
it out.
kill him.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna help you out, bro. I got you back.
I will, man.
Let's find
I
out
did
who that
a
jerk
lot
is.
of money from me.
Let's find the person behind it.
Smurda. We call it murder. Okay, so my answer is I think the hobbies that I have right now is streaming. I think it's kind of like a hobby, even though I do it a lot. Not on the daily and not on a fixed schedule because things are always shifting around. Like quarantine happened, and then it's the month of Ramadan, so I cannot stream before iftar, or I need to stream like put my entire stream before iftar, and then have enough time to help out if there's anyone at home like needs something with preparation of iftar, or maybe we'll have guests or anything like this. So I had to move the stream to night. So that because they're like the number of people actually staying up during Ramadan is more. So after
Yeah.
Ramadan,
Yeah,
that's gonna
to be
change.
fair.
Yeah.
So I cannot fix a schedule, at least not now. So yeah, I've been doing it a lot, streaming, setting up, like getting my computer parts and setting up my computer. That I can say it's kind of like a hobby in itself, getting familiar with my machine. So if there are any kind of problems that I can actually figure them out, I'm the person to go to fix my computer. I wouldn't need help. I research a lot about tech or anything that can help me out with stream, anything within my budget, not like something like a stream deck or like a freaking mixer or something budget, so that because my content is kind of like small. Even if it gets big, I don't think I'm moving out of this room. So yeah, I'm happy with this, even though I really want to get a third screen, but that's for later. Anyway. Yeah, so one thing is what I'm trying to do on Twitch is build a little, even if it's like a tiny community for people like me, people like us in general, people who can get familiar with Discord, as in like people who can get familiar with Discord, or people who can get familiar with Twitch, and then these people will have hobbies or some kind of like for example, let's say gaming. It doesn't matter if you're a gamer or not. It doesn't mean that you have something in common with the other person, because there are lots of like so many different kind of games that you can play, and so many yani it's not easy to get people together. And when I hop on Twitch and see communities interacting, or people in the process of building a community, I feel like me, besides other people like me here in the Middle East, we're just watching from a distance and enjoying their content. And we're always just like wondering what would it be like to be a part of such a community, or to build a community like this. I mean, interacting with communities that are that far, or have different kind of let's say beliefs, or like an entirely different set of what's it called,
hobbies and stuff,
hobbies and cultures in general, is not exactly easy. It's fun, all right, everyone wants to do it, and everyone is willing to do it, but to actually be a part of that community is not exactly easy, all right. So I feel like someone here in the Middle East needs to build something like this for people like, for example, me and Saad right now. I'm not really sure if you guys share the same. I think Puna does. You play a lot of League of Legends.
Yes, I do.
And you are familiar with Discord, but you hate it.
Morgana.
Yes.
Yeah, so people like us
Spamming
in
Morgana
general,
all day, all night.
we need that bond. So this is what I want to do, and at the same time, having these weird sets of hobbies kind of like makes me feel like I can just be myself, and if I work hard enough, other people who are kind of like me can step out of the shadows and kind of like
and actually be out there. I like that,
and be inspired by Trigger.
I'm not
I
sure
really
about
like
the right
that.
words, but I hope
sometimes it's really
those
hard
are the
to
right
find
word,
out.
inspire.
Sad?
You're
sometimes-
creating a safe space for people to come out. That's really nice.
I mean, that's what all communities are about, I think.
Yeah,
I think the best thing about building a community or having a community is where you can open up a space where people can just be themselves and do what they like, and be open about it, and meet people who have the same interests, same type of hobbies, and just really share it together and enjoy it together. I think that's what community is about.
That is true. Yes.
All right, so because we're running out of time, I have one last question for you guys, and everybody needs to answer this, even though I'm not sure what the answer to this is. Anyway,
you shall answer this.
I'll answer last. I call last.
He will answer first. He'll answer first.
No. I called last, bro. You can't do this to me. All right, so what are you guys looking forward to the most? After this quarantine thing is over.
Ooh.
Honestly,
hold on.
I will.
تمام. مية خلاص. Yeah. Sorry.
To be honest, I need to discover every part here in UAE because I miss surfing so bad, and I can't find a beach that have like big mountain, suitable mountain for surfing. But if I couldn't, as a plan B, I'll move on with skateboarding and rollerblades. I'll try to find a community so that I can do this activity with them, so that I can restore back my old memory and like
Mm.
get at least, you know, kind of pro in this field, which is skateboarding. I prefer, and remember how to ollie, so that if someone asks me, I would really know how to ollie. But other than that, I would still be like, you know, I'm this guy who keeps on changing his hobbies every now and then. So I'll still move on and try other hobbies and discover new things.
You should try scuba diving, wake
I
surfing.
really want. I
You
truly
know
want
what,
to
sis?
say
You
I was
said I don't
asking
need to swim. I'm gonna give that a
Yeah.
try.
But Saad, you said about surfing. You did surfing as in sand surfing, or no, surfing on the ocean?
No. Ocean, in the ocean.
Ocean surfing. So you should go for well, obviously because there are not a lot of waves in Dubai,
Exactly.
but
That's why.
but there's an alternative, which is wake surfing and wakeboarding. So you should try those.
Wait,
I
what is
think
that?
you will enjoy it a lot.
What is it again? Say it again.
Wake
Wake-
surfing,
Hmm.
What
wake
is wake?
surfing, wake.
Is
I'll
it like an
type it down. Wake.
artificial? Is it like an artificial wave being created by some
No,
kind
it's
of
not.
like?
the one
Yeah. So it's a wave that's created by the boat. So actually, it's connected to the surf.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
got
but
it,
there's
yeah.
two types. There's two types. So if he already is experienced in surfing, I recommend him to go for wake surfing, because wake surfing, there's nothing connected to your leg. So you get up on the board while you are connected to the boat, which is making the wave for you, and you will basically eventually let go of that rope and surf by yourself.
Oh, and
But
you
wake-
just surf
So
yourself.
cool.
Yeah, but wakeboarding, your feet are attached, and it's a little bit different technique than wake surfing. I find it very difficult. I like wake surfing more because you experience the actual surfing on an ocean. So I think Saad should go for that.
I remember that video
Yeah,
of
I
you
really want
falling off the
That
falling off
sounds
the board into the.
fun.
As soon as possible.
I'll tell you the locations where I know they do this stuff. I
Yeah,
know people
please.
who do that.
Okay.
All right, so
really
you guys
appreciate
answer the question, please. Sad answer. Sad, you're done.
You know the
Yeah, I'm
question.
done.
If you
I'm
ask
done,
it,
trust me.
Yeah.
if you asked the question at the beginning of quarantine, I would have probably said nothing. Because, you
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah.
we were already going through, like, a wave of so much things to do
A wave of
that we
plans.
didn't stop to think, like, what do I miss doing and what am
Yeah.
I good at and all these questions. And, like, ever since quarantine started, that's the only thing that's been on my mind. Like, what am I going to do when I leave? Like, what plans should I start? So,
Oh, yeah.
one thing I'm thinking of starting is actually like a very solid debate community here in Turkey.
That's
Because
amazing.
the thing is, I'm so passionate about debating, and ever since I came to Turkey, I've been just trying to find like a group of people that are as passionate about it, so we can just try to go to international debates together and so on. You know, so I actually started this thing with my friends during quarantine, where a couple of my friends and I will choose a topic every week, and we will debate about it and discuss it, and we will fearlessly, like, we literally fight over it, which is not how debates should be, but
That's
it's
so
how it
interesting.
goes when you're with your friends. So inshallah, like, once everything ends, I'm hoping that maybe I'll go for the World Universities Debate Championship, which is happening in
Oh.
South Korea.
That's
And
sounds really
I
exciting.
have, yeah, like, that is so exciting. But, like, inshallah, that's like the goal. I've made a few friends in Turkey. Like, I randomly, this is the weirdest thing ever, but I randomly texted people on Instagram who had like debating as their interest on their bio, and I said, hey, you're based in Turkey and I am too. Let's link up after quarantine and kind of build like a debating community here. So that's something that I really want to do after all this ends.
That is
hopefully,
impressive.
you know?
That's
so
impressive.
good.
That's good.
And-
Yeah, that sounds really good.
And also the
I
the
hope
part
it
where you
will-
text people with the same interest as you displayed. I mean, I can. I don't think I can do it, but I think I should be able to. Actually, I should try to do it soon.
You should.
I should link up with people
One
kind
of
of
my
like yeah.
closest friends in Turkey.
Yeah.
I still haven't met her. literally, I saw her spoken words on Instagram, and she tagged Istanbul, and I literally just followed her, commented on her post, DM'd her, said, "Hey, I'm based in Istanbul too. What up, girl?"
Oh,
What
that's
up?
so nice. I actually have a couple of friends up there as well who are studying, and I know one of them. Her name is Ra, and I know that she's really good in debating. And
Really?
maybe you can Instagram her as well and check, because she also participated in the MUN here in the universities. So I think maybe
Okay.
she would be even interested as well. So you can connect with her too.
Definitely link me up with her. Definitely.
Sure.
All right.
What about
Pune, it's
you,
your turn.
Trigger?
No, it's
Yeah.
Pune
Okay,
first.
Pune's turn. So, yeah, your turn.
For me, I mean, this has been going on in my mind for a few days now, but I think what I will definitely do the most is go to the beach or diving straight, like as soon as quarantine is done.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
true.
yeah, I need like a break. I need a safe space to go, and basically diving and that place in Fujairah is just my happy place. And one thing also that I would definitely love to go, and this might be surprising to you guys, but I would like to go back to work. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I, for the first time in my life, I mean, after doing a lot of different jobs for a couple of years, my job is a customer service, and I've always loved helping people and, you know, like help in any way and try to find solutions and, you know, make people happy, because I feel like I'm a people's person, and I've always found myself unintentionally or unconsciously trying to help in any way that I can. And my job kind of requires that, and it's the first actual job which I enjoy, and never ever have I thought like a day that, you know, I don't want to go to work today. Like I never thought about
Wow.
that. I never thought about stopping. I never thought that this situation would come where I would have to stay home and not do it. But it's made me realize how much I really do enjoy the job, and how much I love helping people, and how much I miss it, to the point where the other day my mom was like, "You were talking in your sleep as if you were assisting your customers." Like, what? And I was like, what? Yeah. So definitely, I would love to go back to work, and because I
Wow,
really
that's
did enjoy it. Like I did it passionately, and I never, like, even though I felt tired or upset, sometimes it would be tough helping the customers. But
yeah.
I really did enjoy that job. So yeah, definitely beach, sea and sun, and work.
And work. That is beautiful. I did
Beautiful
customer
combination.
service before, but I hated it. It
Oh,
wasn't for me. So I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it, you know what I mean, and you love doing it. That's
I do.
beautiful.
I like the process of helping them, you know, like making them realize that,
Yeah.
calm down, I can help you. Like, this is my thing, and I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
I'm here to make it easier for you. And yeah, I do really
You
enjoy it.
got
And I
the
really miss it.
patience for you got the
Yeah.
patience for me. I remember some of them would call and be mad. I'd be like, "Are you mad?" And I'll just and I left the job. I was like, "I can't do this. I cannot do this."
Believe me, there are times that
Who
I
are
feel the same
you?
way. Like, no, honestly, there are a lot of them who are rude, but you know, once
Very
they
rude.
realize that you're actually there to help, then they actually calm down, and they would actually come back to apologize. Like, "I'm sorry, I was rude to you," and stuff like that. But no, that's definitely what I would love to go back to.
Your
Okay.
turn, Trigger.
Trigger,
I'm-
back to
I really wanna hear
spotlight.
it. I don't know why it's so shy, but I'm so. Come on,
That's
tell me.
because I'm not
Tell
really
us.
okay. This question though, I don't have one answer to it, so I have a bunch of answers to it. I'm not really sure what I'm exactly looking forward to the most. First of all, I miss my friends, and I'm the kind of person who thinks I do not have much friends, but apparently the friends that I have are just the sweetest and the greatest. صراحة. They're always there, and they're always looking out for me, and they're always
Saad is like, yeah, me, I'm right here. Yeah.
Yes, shopping. Come on.
it's like they always get me when even at my lowest, before I do something stupid, they just come out of nowhere, like I summon them. It's like my thoughts, it's like when I have bad thoughts, they just get summoned automatically. And yeah,
Wow.
It's like so. First of all, I miss my friends. I'll be all over Ajman like when the quarantine is over. I'd go like at least for 2 weekends every month. I would stay with a friend of mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
He-
one thing.
he could
With
vlog.
a friend.
And then صراحة, I want to be all over any kind of events. If you remember Afro, right? He usually always shows up to your events. The what's it called? The Sudanese Society. That's for what? Do you remember him, right?
Oh,
Afro. Ahmed.
Ahmed, you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Ahmed, yes,
He was
yes,
he
yes,
was just
Ahmed.
here. He was just here lurking around the chat, and he was actually kind of messing with me too. Anyway, so that's just,
Really?
yeah. He was just
Ahmed
like
has such an iconic personality. He is like super fun to be around.
apparently he lives like 2 minutes away from me, from here, from in Banyas.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
And he like right before the quarantine, I met him one time in one the event that was taking place in what's it called? In 2454, the tower here in Abu Dhabi. There was like an event that my friends
Rooftop
were
rhythm?
holding. I think rooftop rhythm, but
Oh,
the people holding the
sway and edges?
sways and edges, yeah, they were holding that
Yes.
event. I was there and I accidentally met him there. We kind of went at each other, like
Okay.
we live 2 minutes away from each other, and we never hollered at each other. So anyway,
You've never met.
yeah,
Wow.
he promised me to what's it called to always let me know when he's going to any kind of event. Get it? Because I told him
That's
I need
cool.
to get out of my comfort zone and socialize more. So that's
And socialize.
yeah, that's in my bucket list. And Ahmed is gonna help me with that, right? Are you still here? No, he's not here. I'll actually edit this out and let him know. Anyway,
All
so
of your
yeah,
friends will help you. Don't worry.
yeah, I'm looking forward to lots of events and looking forward to lots of
And
hangouts with
fun
my
and
friends.
socializing.
yeah,
Things that
definitely.
I took for granted, Sarah. Now I really miss them a lot.
Well, I have a question for you guys if we're not running out of time.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
What has been like the down, like the lowest point you've got throughout quarantine so far, like, and like what has it made you like realize?
I think
That's a very good question.
I realize you
I
stuff
usually
in
have
my
a blank mind.
Answer for that. I'm trying to summarize it right now.
I usually have a blank mind when it comes to this. I don't think a lot of like in a negative way a lot. Usually when I almost get consumed with negative thoughts, my mind goes blank, which is good for me. I mean, for my mental health. I don't know how I do it.
It
I
is.
just yeah, it just goes blank,
Please-
and I
But
do nothing
sometimes
all
it
day.
helps you like
Trigger with.
solve
Hmm?
things.
Give me
Yeah.
some of that power.
It's just so it's just like my mind goes blank and I do nothing all day. And let's say worst case scenario, I'm just in this weird what's it called, weird state, let's say for a couple of days, 3 days tops or 4 days tops, and then I'll just, some sense would just get beaten into my head through. I feel like I lost a lot of muscle mass because I do not move. I feel like I haven't helped my mom out or my dad out with anything, and I'm just being useless at home. And I think that happened to me this quarantine. And then all of a sudden I was just like, I just sat down and I presented this idea to Pune and a couple of my friends, and Saad was there for the second episode too. I discussed a lot of like I just want to do something, you guys. I have all this set up and I'm streaming on Twitch and all of that, and I'm doing things for me. I want to do things for other people too. And I just started saying my thoughts out loud, and people would just throw in things here and there and drive me in a direction that ended up here. So
That's beautiful.
hopefully I always try to just rest out my mind when I'm just like at the lowest. When I'm at my lowest, I try to rest out my mind, because when I start thinking again, I would start thinking about change. So
Yeah.
I'm not really sure if I explained it in the right way, but yeah.
No, it makes sense. But you like this is the thing. You took something and you made it into something better, and for yourself and for others to share. So I think that's
Like
really great.
you didn't take your negative thoughts and like dwell on them and just stay behind and just, you took it and then you worked with it.
I tried. And
Impressive.
this is the end product.
Alright.
All right.
What about you, Pune?
For me,
Yeah.
it's been really hard. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a lot of down moments because how I see it for myself is that I've kind of been through such a situation before where I was staying home all the time, and I wasn't quarantined, but it was just because like I was doing like promotions or part-time jobs, and I was looking
Yeah.
for them constantly. So it didn't help really. It brings my mood down. Like just staying inside, like in four walls, it doesn't really help with me. And I'm a person who really, like, if I find myself alone, I tend to overthink and bring myself down. So it's been really hard for me, but I've been trying to be a bit more active, like do some yoga, meditation, like color therapy, painting or drawing. Playing with the guys honestly lifts me up the most. Like seriously. But like, yeah, I've been trying to just kind of cope day by day. Every day I wake up, I'm like, okay, what can I do today to, not let the thoughts get to
My
me.
thoughts
Like,
just get to me.
exactly. Oh my god, you just said the same thing. But yeah, so like it's just every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, today I'm gonna do this. Today I'm gonna like bake something. Today I'm gonna draw something. I'll play with the guys. We'll do this. We'll try that. Like, I'm just taking it day by day, really. And because the thing is, for me, like being outside with people, like I said, I feel like I'm a people's person. Like interacting with people, my work, the routine that I had, working out, like all of that gave me energy. And being active is something I crave for in my life. Like being out there all the time is really what drives me. So being stuck inside and not being able to do those things which give me energy and motivate me and make me want to live every day to the fullest, it has been very difficult. And but I'm trying to work it out, one way or another. I'm trying to stay positive, doing some hobbies at home that I can do. So that's how I've been coping with it, really.
That's the most
That's
important.
nice.
Stay positive
That's
and
nice.
yeah, keep well motivated.
Yes.
I don't know, it's like I hear
Titanium.
your thoughts, guys, and I feel like
I
wanna-
felt your energy coming while you were talking.
Who?
Yes.
You.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm just like,
No, I felt it. I felt
Yeah.
it.
I kind of wear my emotions on my sleeve. I can't, like, I feel like I'm like just really raw, I mean, I would love to show you some of my writings. I want to know what you think about it.
I feel like we're gonna have the whole conversation after this.
All right, good.
And what about you, Sad?
Yeah. Tell us about
hear
you.
thoughts. I'm like, wow, you guys you were like active and doing a lot of stuff. But for me, I don't know. I didn't work much because I just graduated, and my life was just like at home studying, doing research projects. So quarantine wasn't like something new to me, rather than just it's in my mentality that someone is forcing me not to go out, rather than by like like it's under my will that I want to stay home. That was the only difference. But other than that, it's like for me, it's like same as all, cause just try to find new hobbies. I started to start drawing and take drawing classes, but still
Ooh,
it's not going good. Trust me.
interesting.
It's like those small kids who draw like like flying mother and a balloon and stuff like that. That's where I'm right now. It's like level 1. And yeah, that's it. But rather than that, as Pune said, I'm trying to stay positive and just create things. Just create anything that just doesn't make me have time. What is the time? What is the day?
All right. So Titanium in the chat is looking forward to reading your writings, or your your spoken words, Pune, and at the same time he wants to see your drawings, Sad. So let me introduce you guys to Titanium.
Thank
Titanium is
you.
the first modern
I'm
streamer.
excited.
Trust me, you don't want. Trust me, you
Thank
don't
you, bro,
want.
for sitting
Seriously.
through.
Come on.
Titanium is the first mod of my channel. Hopefully, there will be more to come. Titanium is really
Definitely.
active, and I really would like to thank you, bro, in this podcast. I really appreciate it, and thank you for joining us today for this. You sat through this entire podcast. I can see you, bro. I see you. Thank you very much, bro. And that will be it for the time.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you guys
Thank
for
you so
being
much
here.
for having us.
Thank you for joining me today.
I had this interview with you guys, and I'm glad for you inviting me in your channel. So seriously, man, thanks a lot.
No
It's
problem,
a
bro.
beautiful
I really-
experience, and you're growing a really good community, a very safe space to speak and to get to know people you don't really know. Honestly, kudos on this. Kudos on this initiative. I love it.
I really hope it grows into, what I think, what I'm thinking, or
It will just
If you're thinking it, it's just manifestation.
yeah. Hopefully,
If you're
it will
already
manifest.
thinking about it,
Yeah.
it's just manifestation right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this will be it for today, guys. Stay tuned for the next episode. I will not fix a date because topics are usually flexible. Hey, I see more people joining the chat right now, but you guys, I'm sorry. It's time.
Oh my god.
It's time. It is time. Hey, Tibian, I enjoyed this so much. Hey, thank you for being here. Tibian is still here.
Thank you.
What up? All right.
Hey, best friend.
All right,
Everyone
guys.
for joining.
Say bye to the
Thank
chat.
you guys. Enjoy
Thank
your
you guys
night.
for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.